Education's Future: What Kaymbu Can Do for the American Classroom. My name is Molly Marshall, and throughout this presentation, I hope to thoroughly explain what Kaymbu is and how I believe it will change the future of not only education, but also the lives of teachers, students, and parents everywhere. When we imagine the future of education, it's easy to think that our future students will be living the life of the Jetsons, with floating desks and pencils that write for you. In reality, just as it was naive for people to think that everyone would own airplanes or flying cars would exist already at this point in our country's history, it is then equally yet naive to expect the pace of advancement in our educational system to be so drastically different in mere decades' time. This idea that the world would be so advanced that it is almost unrecognizable in just a few decades is what made people who were expecting personal airplanes and flying cars to be popularized already look a little bit silly to us today. Although, I believe, many things will change within our educational systems that will affect the classrooms and what they look like. I think a more important change is to look at how teachers and students start spending their time differently as technology advances. The emerging technology that I decided to study was a service called Kaymbu. In the eyes of some, it could just be seen as an app. What could possibly be so revolutionary about that? I think some of the most innovative things that have been created are things that change something about our everyday lives. Whether it is a small zipper on clothing or as big as the cars that we drive from place to place, I think these kinds of innovations are the most important and most impactful because they affect everything you do throughout your daily life. One innovative platform created recently was Kaymbu. This changes teachers' lives because it changes everything from their workload to their daily routines in the classroom. Not only are the teachers affected, when we think of education, it has a focus on the students, and the parents are invested too. So think about the impact that social media has on our society. Focusing on those positive things, like the ability to constantly update, to easily inform people, and to share photos, whether they're in print or digital, have always been an important part of our culture and memories. Involving parents in the daily activities of children in the past has been difficult. There are often long spans of time between parent-teacher conferences, allowing smaller things to fall through the cracks or be forgotten. Parents don't often get a lot of detail when they ask their children what they learned in school, when it is often responded to with a shoulder shrug or the word nothing, as shown in this very specific scientific pie chart. This short video gives a good introduction to how Kaymbu works and the important moments that it allows teachers to capture with parents.
Magical moments take place every day in classrooms. Accomplishments teachers want to share. Discoveries that can't be captured in words or report cards. Moments parents are eager to see. What if there was an app designed specifically for teachers that made the whole process incredibly easy? Capturing and organizing photos and videos from the classroom to use for assessment, as well as sharing moments with parents to reinforce learning at home. Sound too good to be true? Welcome to Kaymbu. Kaymbu is the iPad-based documentation system for teachers to capture the essence of classroom activities and strengthen relationships between home and school. These photos and videos are automatically stored and organized for documentation and assessment and can be instantly shared with individual parents with just a few taps. Kaymbu dramatically strengthens vital engagement between home and school, allowing parents to share in and communicate about their child's development. It's simple, it's powerful, it's here now. It's Kaymbu. Bring your classroom to life.
There are so many benefits to using a program like Kaymbu. It streamlines the photo sharing process, keeping it secure and private. Kaymbu allows for more in-depth documentation because, just like the old saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. It also makes it easy to notify parents about anything from school closings to their child being involved in an accident. The teacher doesn't have to send out a million emails or make a bunch of phone calls because Kaymbu will inform parents through emails, texts, and calls with the simple press of a button. One of the most important things Kaymbu aids in is getting families engaged with the education of their child. Why might family engagement and saving a teacher's time matter? Well, I'll tell you, and I can even show you. Parents are almost trained to ignore newsletters and mass emails because if they're like the 89% of parents who do receive general newsletters, memos, emails, or notices, the moment that they read that every other parent has gotten the same bit of information, it automatically can set off this thought that whatever information they have been sent is not specifically about their child, which therefore makes it less important. When parents do receive notes or emails from the school specifically about their child, they're more likely to see that this information has more of an impact on their child and is therefore more important. Although only 62% of parents surveyed by the Department of Education reported getting these specific notes or emails about their individual child. This could very well be contributing to the lack of involvement in parents in their child's education. It's not like there's an instruction manual when it comes to being a parent. There is a perception that a lot of parents don't want to be involved in their children's learning experiences, when in reality, families do not know how to be involved. This idea of differing perceptions is explained by Karen Salinas in an interview she participated in on the parental involvement in education. She is the communications director for the Center on School, Family, and Community Partnerships at Johns Hopkins University. How Kaymbu is working to combat these perceptions is by allowing families to have a place in the classroom. When parents see photos of what their child is doing, it is like they were in the classroom during the activities. This can help a parent better understand what the child is learning and makes the "what did you do in school today" car ride conversation more informative. To give a deeper understanding of how Kaymbu can encourage this parent involvement, here's a video to show their engaging storyboard feature that helps parents feel like they have a place in the classroom.
There are a couple of ways to sum up a day in the classroom. You can write written reports like, "Today we learned about water sports, created a puppet show," so on and so forth. It's good, but so tedious to read. Or you can tell a story by putting together some pictures, short captions, and really giving parents a snapshot of their child's day. Here's the problem: time. There's always the problem of so much to do and so little time. But what if we told you there was a way to construct custom newsletters in much less time? Introducing storyboards. Now you won't have to worry about manually downloading and formatting pictures into a layout. All you have to do is to log into the Kaymbu app, select storyboards in the menu, and you're ready to begin. We're now providing you with custom layouts. All you have to do is choose the pictures that best describe a day in the classroom and create your collage without much hassle. With storyboards, you only have to focus on your imagination to create newsletters, student portfolios, and rich classroom experiences for parents to view and enjoy. So go ahead, start creating your own storyboards. You are now the artist.
As you saw, not only is it more informative to deliver information this way, but it is more fun and doesn't make you want to fall asleep while reading. Another important form of documentation in every classroom is student portfolios. Traditionally, portfolios took up a lot of space, whether that was in a collection of binders, folders, or stacks of paper for each individual child. Taking up all this physical space in classrooms takes room away from the learning space. And that is where Kaymbu comes to the rescue. Having information easily accessible and editable in a shareable link, like shown on the right, is how to prevent the paper clutter of traditional portfolios as shown on the left. Here is an example of a student portfolio, easily accessible by the link above. Here we can see the student Carmen Walker. We can read about her social and emotional development through activities like show and tell and personal portraits. We can see when it comes to relationships with others, Carmen did well in group activities like her art project, even documenting Carmen's empathy as she sat down to lunch with a classmate who was feeling lonely eating by herself. We can read about how Carmen scored on her curiosity and eagerness, shown through her exploring the classroom art table. We can see how her planning skills compare to others her age while reading about her completing phases of an All About Me project. We get suggestions on how to improve Carmen's persistence through involving her in longer multi-week projects. The portfolio ends with Carmen's creativity and inventiveness, picturing her string art and castle creations, rather than a portfolio composed of her finished work with small notes from the teacher. With Kaymbu, you can get a more of a rounded look at her overall school year and the development of Carmen as a whole. Engaging parents in these ways supports ongoing research done by the National Education Association, showing that family engagement in schools improves student achievement, reduces absenteeism, restores parents' confidence in their children's education. Students with involved parents or other caregivers earn higher grades, test scores, and have better social skills and show improved behavior. Along with changing how parents can be involved and engaged in the child's education, Kaymbu works to ease the workload on educators. They have tools like for building lesson plans and forming the day-to-day schedule for their classroom. They can drag and drop activities to fit the order as best they feel. They are even able to write in new activities as a part of that day's lesson plans, as shown here in this screen record of a teacher creating her lesson plans. Just as easy as a few clicks and only took about 20 seconds to show you, which is how long it can take a teacher, saving valuable time. Kaymbu also works to show their gratitude for teachers. I spoke previously about how much time Kaymbu can save teachers when creating newsletters, communicating with families, and making lesson plans and documenting the classroom activities. Kaymbu also wants to reward teachers who use their services to make their classrooms even better. Kaymbu has given out a variety of awards to educators for things like quality documentation, lesson plans, storyboards, and even just to make back to school more fun. Winners of these awards could win things varying from Amazon gift cards to recess-themed gift baskets filled with jump ropes, hula hoops, soccer balls, seeds to plant, and more. Winners are also able to get featured for their hard work on Kaymbu's social media and newsletters. These kinds of things are what really can make teachers strive to be their best and gives educators a sense of community beyond their individual schools. The reviews from Kaymbu users are what really move me to believe in the ability of this app to change people's everyday lives. The U.S. Department of Education, in their report on the use of technology and learning, said that moving things online reduces the cost of instructional materials and better utilizes teachers' time. From the facts in this report, we can deduct that programs like Kaymbu that save teachers time and reduce the cost of documentation materials like papers, binders, and folders would be viewed positively by the Department of Education. Some individuals have reviewed Kaymbu, like this teacher from a low-income area elementary school who said, and I quote, "I use this product to create portfolios of students' learning and work examples. This product is fantastic because it allows teachers to capture student learning through pictures and captions. Hands-on learning that was previously difficult to document is now as easy as taking a photo. It also keeps students' works together to create a digital portfolio that can travel from grade to grade." Candace from Concord Children's Center gave her thoughts as well when she wrote, "Kaymbu has really improved the way we communicate with our families. We have had such a positive reception from this software. Teachers have a much easier time completing tasks as complex as portfolios and as simple as announcing a pizza party. This has also immensely improved the documentation and reflection that occurs in our classrooms." You can find so many positive reviews just like these from teachers and parents across the country, which really shows how much people love the services that Kaymbu provides. Kaymbu ultimately has a goal to create and transform a school's community. Their goal is to engage families with teacher-driven observations to strengthen the link between home and school. Kaymbu wants to simplify things on the teacher's end by simplifying documentation and eliminating the time-consuming administrative work. Kaymbu also wants to make schools who use their service stand out from the crowd by having leading-edge technology as a selling point to encourage parents to want their children to go to school there. The photos that teachers take in classrooms are not only shared with parents, but parents can use those photos to make memories that will last a lifetime. Kaymbu allows parents to use pictures of their child in school to make physical products like calendars, student portraits, and yearbooks. For a little more information on the yearbooks and calendars that Kaymbu can create, I found these two short videos.
Every day, teachers work hard to document your child's growth. Now, these moments can be cherished for years to come.
All of the times your child learned something new at school, overcame new challenges, and grew throughout the last few months can transform to something permanent and tangible. Spring is coming around, and so are yearbooks.
Kaymbu yearbooks come in a variety of forms. We offer a classic, gloss hardcover book that compiles every moment your child's been tagged in. These books are editable so that you can choose the photos you want included. We also offer a customized USB. This digital yearbook will include original, high-resolution versions of each photo or video of your child, a special version of the photos that include his or her teacher's notes, and a custom musical slideshow. Lastly, we can also offer a link to download the digital yearbook content directly to your computer.
And best of all, when you order this beautiful keepsake of your child's year, their school will receive a portion of the proceeds. If you have any questions regarding yearbooks, please reach us at orders@kaymbu.com. Ordering opens in April and books start shipping in July. Thank you for being a part of the Kaymbu community.
Welcome to our calendar builder. Designing your custom calendar couldn't be easier. Start by clicking on the month you wish to edit. Click Change Photo to choose a different picture from your child's archive or even upload your own. Once you've chosen the photo, you can use this button to rotate it if needed. Once you're happy with each and every month, click Order so we can get your wonderful keepsake on its way to you right away.
The messaging feature is another thing that makes Kaymbu helpful. It allows schools to send out important information about anything and everything from families and staff through text, emails, and even recorded phone calls. Kaymbu makes assessing a child's development over time easier and allows schools to share big milestones with families. Like all things, Kaymbu does have its limitations. Since Kaymbu is not free and does not currently work with the government to provide their services to entire school districts, it can pose a problem. In the U.S., it is widely known that public schools are underfunded, so when it comes to spending, there is rarely extra money. This can lead to only the better funded public school districts and higher income tax areas, and private schools being the only ones able to utilize the technology that Kaymbu provides. I discussed earlier how parental involvement can have so many benefits on a child's development, skill sets, and overall learning abilities. So if only the children who live in higher income areas or those whose families can afford to send them to private schools can use Kaymbu, there would be a group of socioeconomically challenged children who are missing out on the benefits of Kaymbu and the parental involvement it encourages. Another limitation that Kaymbu does not transition the best to the higher grades that you get into. Although sometimes the good habits started with a child and their families at a young age, like preschool, can encourage habitual involvement from parents throughout their child's educational journey, even when Kaymbu isn't the best fit. This shows the different levels of Kaymbu's pricing structure, broken down by the different tiers of their membership options. They do have a free option, but it does not allow for nearly as much variation as the other membership options. They have a custom option for entire schools, and possibly if they one day did partner with the government, they could use this for entire schools and entire school districts. The benefits of Kaymbu are endless, but a few that I might not have mentioned too much include that it makes images and documentation easy to share. It eliminates the space taken up from papers and binders dedicated to just documentation of students. This makes it better for the environment because teachers are using less tangible materials and more internet-based software. The biggest thing is that it saves educators precious time. Overall, I think that Kaymbu will spread to become a part of even more American classrooms. Kaymbu is an innovative educational technology that I feel will have lasting impacts. Thank you for watching, and I hope this information was informative and helpful.